Hi TikTokers, Shakey Nan again. I'm sorry guys, I haven't been on for a while, but we've had a lot going on with our family and coming up to Christmas, and I thought I'd come on today and tell you a bit about what's been going on. And also, I got one of these notice boards for Christmas, so I'm going to try and do this with you. As you can see, I'm very shaky today. I did do a live on Christmas Day on Facebook, and I showed how alcohol does actually. It's the only thing that does slow my tremors down. But after having a few drinks for the last couple of days today, I have got the rebound shakes. I'm shaking from the inside out and all over. And this is what happens when you do have a drink. You know, it does help you at the time. It's a quick fix. It's not the fix. It's definitely not the fix for the next couple of days. I had a big night, Christmas night, singing away. We were karaoke and we were doing everything. So I've lost my voice a bit actually. So you'll have to excuse me there. But yes, as you can see, as I showed on my Facebook Live, the alcohol did slow my tremors down. The first drink, I have to hold two hands and use my body to drink it. When I'm on to the second drink, about halfway through the second drink, I can pick it up one hand and I can keep my head in the normal position to drink. But as I said, the next few days afterwards are very shaky. So I'll try and do this with you today. These are the things we have to put up with essential tremor. There's not much we can do about it. And, you know, we know that if we want to have a drink, we're going to cop it the next couple of days until the tremors calm down again. So I'll see how I go for you. I think this will be back the front for you because I'm live on my camera. I think yous are all back the front, so I'll see how I go. These things aren't always the easiest to put in, but so with a TikTok, anyone that's new to the page, my name's Nicole. I have essential tremor. It's when it was explained to me, it's where my body finds it essential to tremor. There's no real cure for us. There's no medications for us. They try us on some medications for Parkinson's or for epilepsy, things like that. They don't work for me. I just live with it. I've had it all my life. So to me, it's actually a normal way of living because I've never known a day without shaking. So this is how I live every day. Not this shaky, as I said, you know, these are the rebound shakes. It's like I've got my ETs anyway, but I've now got the DTs on top of that from having a big couple of days on the drinks. So that is why I am super shaky today. And I have the whole body shakes. My head goes all the time. But as I'm looking at you, you can't see it as much because I have a yes head tremor where my head nods yes. There are some people with essential tremor that have a no tremor where their head shakes. I can't do that when I try to do it because my head wants to go around in circles. It wants to get back to its yes. But I have the legs. My legs are going at the moment. My whole body's going. And I'll be like this for a day or two because of having the alcohol. But like I said, you know, it can at least, we can calm the tremors down when we do have a drink. It does help when we do go to occasions in some places, but it also doesn't help if you think that is our only answer, and unfortunately it is, but it's not a good one. The numbers of alcoholics that have essential tremor would be staggering because that's our only way to slow them right down. So I hope everyone had a wonderful Christmas. Sorry, I'll just start. Yes, I'm shaking. I have essential tremor. So this is, my body just finds it essential to tremor. A lot of people, when they see us in the streets, because there's millions of people around the world that have essential tremor. As you can hear, my voice will tremor as well. We can have it only in our hands. You can get it in your head, which I have. You can get it in your whole body, your voice. There's internal tremors as well. So everyone's different and everyone progresses differently. I've just turned 50 and I've had this all my life. So to me, this is a normal way of life. But the hard thing is that it's an embarrassing way to live life. People in the streets, people in public think that we're alcoholics, we're drug users because of the way we're shaking. They don't understand it's an actual condition, and we do get bullied a lot. We do get laughed at. We tend to hide away, and that's what I was doing for the last 15 years. I turned into a hermit. I hid away because of this, because it's so embarrassing. If we got invited to things, I would find excuses not to go because I didn't want to have everyone's eyes on me while I was trying to eat or drink or, at gatherings. So I started to put these videos out there last year, and I'm from Australia, and Australia doesn't really recognise essential tremor. And it went around the world, and I'm now helping people with ET all around the world realise they're not alone with this, and also that they can still live a normal life and we can still do everything. Since I started putting it out there, my confidence has grown. In my town, I've had shirts made up. I also sell shirts, not with the "Hi, I'm Shakey Nan" on them. Ask me about ET, but just with the ET, essential tremor, hashtag Shakey Nan, and the shaky hands. I sell those shirts as well for anyone that wants to put it out there that they have this condition, because it has helped me. I now feel confident walking around. People can read what is wrong with me if they see me shaking. And with the hashtag Shakey Nan, it just helps them look it up if they want to learn about it even more. If you just look up essential tremor, it's all medical jargon, and a lot of the doctors don't know about essential tremor either. I had it all my life. Like I said, I wasn't diagnosed until I was 27 because no doctor ever asked me, why do you shake? I always just thought it was me. So until a doctor actually asked me, a neurologist I went to for something else when I was 27, she asked me, why am I shaking? And I said, I don't know, I just shake. It's just normal. I must be a nervous person. And she sent me for tests, and I finally got the name for it, which was great. I then realised it wasn't just me. I do have a condition that makes me shake like this. And as I said, now I'm able to help all other ETs around the world. I'm helping them learn how to laugh with this condition, because you do have to have a sense of humour with it. It's not an easy way to live. It's really not. And you do have to have essential tremor. You will be, while you're cooking, you're flinging food all over the place. You're making a huge mess. But what can we do? We still have to do the things we have to do. So, hi Ryan, how are you, darling? No, I don't get incontinent. No, we just shake. A lot of people think we've got Parkinson's, but Parkinson's and ET they're similar in the way that we shake, but they're completely different. ET doesn't turn into Parkinson's, and Parkinson's doesn't turn into ET, but you can have both ET and Parkinson's. ET is a movement, postural action tremor. So whenever we're doing something, that's when we'll be tremoring worse. Where Parkinson's is a resting tremor. And Parkinson's has a lot more health problems that come with it as well. You get the nerves and the muscle deterioration and things like that. Essential tremor, you don't. You shake. And it does progress. So life does get harder because it progresses over time. And hopefully one day soon they'll find that cure for us. And it is hereditary, unfortunately. It's through my family lines, both sides of my family. Now all 4 of my kids have got it. They got it when they were in their teenage years, where I had it from birth. They're now 29, 28, 26 and 18. And they haven't progressed much at all. Whereas by the time I was a teenager, since I'd had it since I was a kid, I had progressed. So they're still only slight and only in their hands, where I think I got the double whammy from both my mum and my dad's side. And I shake the most. I do have an older brother, he doesn't shake. I have a younger brother, he does. And I have a younger sister, she doesn't. So, you don't know who it's going to come out in. Like I said, I've got 4 kids and all 4 of them have it. So they don't, they still love me, even though I gave them this. And I want to stop it now before any of my grandkids get it, because I've now got grandkids. And that's another reason I haven't been on TikTok before Christmas. My daughter, she was having a really hard time with her pregnancy, and they were telling us that there were all sorts of problems wrong with the baby. She actually was induced last week, and she had a little boy, and he seems perfect. With all the upheaval and the hard time they gave us through the last 4 months of her pregnancy. They told us that the baby was going to have a heart surgery as soon as it came out. Then they told us it wasn't the heart at all. The baby was going to have brain surgery as soon as it came out. And he's come out. He had an MRI. We're still waiting on the results. We do know that the connection between the left and right side of his brain is not there. But they said that 75% chance he'll live a totally normal life. There are people that come in when they're in their 40s and have an MRI and realise they never ever had that. Or he may have epilepsy or slight development delays or slight fine movement delays, which is what essential tremors have anyway. So, but at the moment he's passed he's ticking all the boxes with flying colours. So after all the sadness that we went through his pregnancy, for him to come out, he's actually 2 weeks early. We told them to get him out. We were sick of them guessing and trying to work out what was wrong with him while he was in there. We need him out so we can find out. And he's out, and he seems absolutely perfect. So we'll wait and see. We've still got our fingers crossed. It's he's not tiny. He's 6'7", so he's a good size. And as I said, he's just absolutely gorgeous, and he's going great. So, thank you, Ryan. I got to ask you last time you did a live. Are you in pain? No. Jeb the golden pup. No, there's no pain with it. We just shake. We don't get headaches. We don't. No. Sometimes if we're trying things and we're really, like if I'm screwing in a screw and I'm gripping, because we've got to grip so hard with things to try and control. I always have my arms tucked in beside my body. I use my body to try and control myself a bit more to do things if I've got to screw in things. But sometimes you can get cramps because you've held things so tight and things like that. But that's really the only pain I get. Sometimes with your neck going all day long and your head bouncing away, sometimes you do. I've got a... sorry, I just missed you. Someone asked to come on live, and I'd really love for someone to come on and ask me some questions if you have any, because there's so many people out there that shake like I did and didn't know what it was. And that's what I'm also doing with these videos. People are falling upon my videos and thinking, that's what I've got. And then they can actually go and try and get diagnosed instead of thinking like me that it was just you. Because that's what we do think. we think all of a sudden we've gone nervous, because what else could it be? So I encourage people, if you do watch my videos and you are shaking, or you know a family friend that is starting to shake, ask them to watch my videos. And I encourage you to, if you ring up for a doctor's appointment, to try and find out if you have essential tremor. Ask when you ring for the appointment, is there any doctors there that know about essential tremor? Please ask them all and give me a call back, because I really need to see a doctor that knows about that. Because a lot of doctors all over the world don't know about it. As I said, I wasn't diagnosed till I was 27. And I'd been to a lot of doctor's appointments before then. By the time I was 27, I'd already had 3 kids. Plus, I was one of 4 siblings. We were always outside playing, falling over, hurting ourselves. So it's, sorry, a message has just come up on my phone. That's hard. Scroll on your phone. You've got to use 2 hands for everything. So I went to the doctors a lot, and no doctor ever asked my mum when I was young, or me, why did I shake, until this one neurologist did. Because the doctors even look at me like I'm an alcoholic or a junkie because of the way I shake. Today I am feeling like an alcoholic because I've been on... I've had alcohol for 2 days, so I'm very shaky today, as you can hear in my voice as well. Normally my voice isn't this bad, but after having alcohol for 2 days now, I've got the DTs on top of my ETs, so I'm very shaky. I do have videos all about it. Sorry, I can't scroll down to see your messages if I miss them. Please keep putting your questions up, because if I scroll down, I'm going to press things. I'm going to lose you, because it's too hard, especially when I've got to reach out. That's why I try and do things right here, so I have a bit of control with my arms. If I reach out, I have no controls at all. Oh, I haven't even got any drink in it. Trying to have a drink is hard. I'll just grab a bottle of water down here. Oh, excuse me for a second. Oh, I can't even get a bottle of water. Everything is tough. Especially when you're this shaky. And like I said, I've had 4 kids, plus my stepson lived with us as well, and he was 6 weeks older than my eldest. So when Shane and I met, we had 3 kids under the age of 2 and 9 months. So doing for the kids when I was shaking was very hard, but okay, thank you, Ryan. Yeah, tell me if they ask any questions, because I'd really love to explain more. I like this lid because it's big and wide. I don't try and touch the rim. You can't try and get it in there. If I touch the rim, I'm going to knock the bottle over with my pressure on the bottle. So I just try and hold it up. As I said, I like this rim because it's wide. And I can get it in there. Now, this is what it's like for everything all day long. As I said, though, I am very shaky today. I'm normally not this shaky, but I do shake all day long. The only time I don't shake is when I'm asleep. Do you have any back pain from all the tremors? No, I don't, darling. No, I don't. I'm not in pain. I do. Only if I'm bending over all the time like a normal person. I don't. Tremors aren't painful. They're just annoying. They're annoying and they're frustrating, especially when you're trying to do things. So just let me have a drink, guys. I'll show you my head side on here. I try and breathe out like this a lot, just to... It helps to calm me down a bit. Those silicone straws are good because I can't hurt myself. I do try and get a lot of things under my tongue first, because as you can see, the amount of times my tooth's been hit, it's falling now. So I get things under my tongue and then bite on them, and that's why I do things. But oh, Elise Brooke, it's not sad to watch, son. This is just how I've lived all my life. But I've hidden away, and I wanted, on my 50th this year, it fell on a Saturday. My partner Shane and I, we've been together for nearly 26 years. And I said to him, right, it's on my 50th, it's on a Saturday, let's get married. And so then I thought, well, how am I going to stand up in front of everyone? Because I'd hidden away for so long, because it is an embarrassing way to live. So I put a couple of videos up on Facebook in December last year, and it went off around the world, and I'm now helping other ETers and other people around the world understand our condition. The amount of people that say to me that they've now, since watching my videos, they've learnt about it, and they've met people now with essential tremor as well. And that's great, because once people know about it, I now feel more comfortable in front of people. I walk around with my head held high but now, where before I used to have my head down, because I know so many people, all of my friends and family have watched it now. Everyone understands. Where before I didn't tell everyone. It's not something, you sort of try to hide it, and people don't want to ask you, but they're assuming. Oh, what's she on? Look at her. Why is she shaking like that? And that's the sad part for people with essential tremor. And like I said, now I'm putting these videos out there, and I'm helping people around the world understand it. I'm helping ETs, families and friends understand it. I put up a video last week or the week before that other ETs could share, and it's been shared over 150 times now or more. So people are starting to put their story out, and I'm encouraging them to, and that just makes my heart burst with pride, because I never knew that putting it out there could help me to get my life back, and that's what it's doing. Who else can you drive? Yes, shaking doesn't affect my driving. Once my hands are on the steering wheel, they're there. There is a little bit of play in the steering wheel, but I'm not shaking it this way. My hands are shaking that way. My arms are shaking that way, but I've got hold of the steering wheel. It's not going anywhere. My leg tremors. I did do a video on Facebook. Each week I put up 2 live videos on Facebook on Tuesdays and Fridays, 2 p.m. Sydney Australian time. And then I transfer those videos to Instagram and YouTube. I also now I'm on TikTok, so I'm doing different. TikTok is hard because in 1 to 3 minutes I can't explain essential tremor. And now I can get onto the lives, so that's great. But it's trying to find people at that time because the videos don't stick on here. So, it's difficult to explain in the 3 minutes that TikTok give me. But that's what I do, and I've been putting this out. And as I said, I'm helping a lot of people, and it just makes my heart burst with pride when I get all these messages from people saying, thank you, you helped me do that. So, my driving, getting back to that, my leg tremors, my feet work it out. As I'm driving, I'll come back here and sort of show you if I can. So if I've got my feet on the accelerator, my other foot goes around underneath and hooks underneath and holds that leg straight. I also put my car seat up, so I've got one that the front can lift up. If you haven't got that, you could put a towel roll under your knees just to hold your knees up a bit. A clutch is hard because your leg's up in the air. I'll do it with this leg. Your leg's up in the air, and that's when you can get the leg tremors happening. So I drive an automatic. If I have to drive a manual, I can do it, but my leg will shake in the air. And luckily, the clutch is harder than the accelerator or the brake. So you do have to, while your leg's up on the clutch in the air, your leg will be tremoring, but you do have to force it down, which is the great thing with the clutch, with your leg tremors too. So driving hasn't, I'm not going to give up driving, no. There's a lot of things that I haven't given up. You know, everything's frustrating. You've just got to find your ET way. And it's funny, when we're doing things, if people are watching us, it makes us shake more. Sometimes if I'm watching myself do something, I'll shake more. If I look away, my hands and fingers can work it out themselves, and my hands and fingers can do things without me looking. I find that funny with my ET. If I'm looking, it makes me shake more. If I look away, I can do it. I built a flat pack one day with on one of my lives, and looking away, I could get the screw in and screw it in. Watching, I was all over the place. So it's funny how these videos have also helped me understand essential tremor more too, because I've never researched it. I had it. I know what it is. I know more than the doctors do in Australia anyway. You know, the textbooks are going to tell me all those big medical jargon words that I can't understand, that I just lose myself in all that. I'll read the first sentence and I'm like, nah, can't understand it. I'll put that away. So, and, you know, living with it, I think, well, I've always thought I knew more about it than the textbooks anyway, because they don't know much about it. So yeah, but doing these videos and getting on I tell you what, guys, if you do have essential tremor, get on the Facebook essential tremor support group sites. They are amazing. Those guys have taught me so much. They taught me about the inner tremors. I never knew what that was. I just thought I was chilled to the bone and I was always cold. You know, they've helped me so much learn about all the different types of tremors there are. You know, some of the things that they do, how to help with tremors. I didn't know there were utensils and things like that can help us. One of my shaky friends from Illinois last week sent me a weighted utensil set, and they work, and that was great. I did do a live, I did put a little video up on TikTok about that. But I did my live on Facebook, Instagram and YouTube about it. And they actually worked. And that, my mum and dad were here for Christmas, and they both have essential tremor. And I said, here, try this. And they couldn't believe how much the utensils work too. So I'm finding out more and more stuff that I never ever knew. As I said, you know, Australia doesn't really know about it. So there's not much out there. We haven't got a foundation here. And I'm looking into starting up a foundation for Australia for essential tremor. I'm helping the International Essential Tremor Foundation in Kansas. I've did a couple of videos for them this year. They've asked me to, March is Essential Tremor Awareness Month. So I've got a beautiful email off them again the other day asking them, can I please help them again with Essential Tremor Awareness Month. And I want to get that out in Australia. I was supposed to go to our Parliament House in August and October to talk about essential tremor and to put it to the senators and the MPs. But COVID put it off. COVID put off my wedding in October too. So that Parliament House now is going to be, once Parliament opens up, our COVID numbers are going crazy again now because we have that Omicron, is that Omicron version over here now. So our numbers are in the 6,000, 7,000 each day now, and we never had numbers like that before. So that's really scary, and I hope we're not all going to go back into lockdown again. We only got our masks off 2 weeks ago, and now they're straight back on again and more restrictions again. So hopefully there'll be no lockdown, but it's a crazy time and I want to get it out there. I want to get Australia to know about it more. You know, if I can help the USA and the UK spread the word over there. It's time to do it in my own country too. It would be awesome for you to start up something in Australia. I know, and I can't wait, but I have no idea what I'm doing. I've never done this before. You know, I've stayed away from computers. I've stayed away from everything because of this. And now I'm doing it. I want to do it, but I'm getting a lot of knockbacks. And, you know, people in Australia, they're a bit like, nah, we don't know who you are, so we don't want to know. And, you know, it's hard, but I'm going to keep going because this needs to get out there. We need it to be known so we can all stop hiding away. That have, you know, a couple of people that have tremors and feel pretty helpless. You do. And the thing is, there's nothing for us. People don't know about it. What do you think looking at me? What do you think I've got? You don't think I've got a condition. You think, wow, she's been on the something, look at her. Because that's what most people jump to. And that's the hard part, and you do feel helpless. You can't, if your friend's having trouble trying to do something, you want to so bad jump in and help them, but you know that with your tremors, you're not going to be able to. You got to stand back and encourage them because, I'm sorry, darling, I can't help you, but you can do it. You know, that's the hard part with it. Oh, Merry Christmas to you. And I hope you all had a wonderful, wonderful Christmas. I'm a she and he. Oh, she and he. No, I'm she and her. I should have a husband, but we didn't get married in October because of lockdown. I've got 5 kids and 3 grandkids. A new little one that was born last week, a little boy. Oh, he's so cute. Oh, thank you for helping me accept my diagnosis. I'm so glad I can help you, darling. And I hope that you look up my videos on Facebook or YouTube and I can help you more because I do things, I talk about how we feel, and I also try and do things and show you how I do them, how I manage them. A lot of people say, send me messages and say, everything I do every day, I think, now how would Shakey Nan do this? And I am so glad I can help people think like that because instead of not doing it, you're trying to do it. And that's just brilliant. I love that. Sorry, I've got to wipe another message. My mum does markets and stuff. I'll tell her to get in contact and get some awareness started up. Oh, that would be great. And that's the thing, you know, it's hard. Who do I go to? I don't know. I'm in New South Wales. I don't know. We've got a brain foundation in Crow's Nest. I contacted them at the beginning of the year. I told them that the International Essential Tremor Foundation in Kansas had told me that March was Essential Tremor Awareness Month and could the Brain Foundation help me? Because that's where it comes from. It comes from the cerebellum in our brain, essential tremor. And they said they would, but they didn't. And, you know, they have a picture of a brain on their page and there's all different words of the brain, all the different conditions that make up the picture of the brain on their page. ET isn't one of them. You know, it's things like that it's hard. Where do I start? I've not done any of this before. So that's why I've just kept my videos up, and as long as I'm helping ETs and as long as I'm helping other people learn about that, then that's my first step, is to start spreading the word. And next year, now that we're out of lockdown but now the COVID numbers are growing again, I don't know when I'll be able to see. It's hard. Like on this camera, you can't see what my whole body's doing. You need to see it face to face. I don't want to be on a Zoom to Parliament. I want to be standing up there in front of them. I've never done anything like that. I am going to be shaken bad. I'll probably pass out walking up to the stage to talk, probably. But that's part of ET, because our emotions fuel our essential tremor. So if we're nervous, we're sad, we're happy, we're cranky, that will make us worse. So imagine me in a room full of senators and MPs when I go to Parliament House next year in Australia to get up to talk about essential tremor, and I'm going to be like this and worse, trying to walk up there. Shane will probably have to help me up there to talk. And it's funny because the people that had asked me to go with them to talk about it, they said, can we see your speech? And I said, I don't write speeches. I can't hold the paper. If I'm holding the paper, imagine me up there trying to hold a piece of paper and trying to read it, and my head would be going even worse than this. And no, I just have to say it, and that's how it is. My stories, my videos are real and raw. They're live. They have to be, because you have to see. I can't sugarcoat this. This is how we live. And this is how we live all the time. It's not something to sugarcoat. It needs to be put out there to show people how difficult our life is, and, that we do need support and we do need help. A lot of times I don't want people to help me. I'd rather do things in the kitchen. Even Christmas. We had all my family here for Christmas, like my parents, my brothers, my sisters, my in-laws, everyone here for Christmas, about 30 people or more. I put it all on, and I can do that. And I'd rather, Mum would say, Nick, do you need a hand? No, Mum, let me go. Because I'd rather do it myself. Because if people are watching me, they're panicking for me. That makes me shake more. Just let me do it. Get out my way, let me do it. So a lot of times I don't ask for help. But then even yesterday, my beautiful granddaughter, she's 6 years old, my heart just burst when I was carrying in a glass bowl, and I had a glass wine in cup in it, and a plastic cup, and it's a set of tongs and a couple of other things, bringing them in from where we'd had lunch. And I was holding them in my arm, which I do carry things in my arm a lot because that's more stable than in my hand. So I was carrying it in, it's jiggling away, and the wine glasses ding-a-ding-ding-ding-ding-ding. And she came over and just grabbed it straight off me and carried it out to the kitchen for me. So they're the little things, I didn't have to ask her. She just done it. And it brought a tear to my eye because I thought, darling, at 6 years old, And it's just little things like that. Oh, you're welcome. Do you experience any muscle pain? No, I don't experience any pain. I just shake. I shake from the minute I wake up to the minute I go to sleep. When I put my head on the pillow, my head will rock me to sleep. And just before I go to sleep, my brain must go to sleep, my head stops, and that's it. I know I'm just about to go. In the morning, when you get that feeling that, oh no, I don't want to wake up, that's when my brain wakes up. That's when my head starts shaking. And I lay there and my eyes haven't even opened yet, and I think, oh, E.T.'s awake. It's time to get up. And I shake all day long. My head and my hands, my body most of the time, not as bad as this. This is after a couple of days on alcohol. So I've got the DTs on top of the ET at the moment, so I'm twice as shaky today. And alcohol actually does slow our tremors down. And that's how my doctor, she said to me, what are you like with, when I was diagnosed at 27, even though I'd had it all my life. I had it all my life, and I was diagnosed at 27. And I just thought I was a nervous person because I shook. None of the other kids shook when I was a kid, so I just thought I was a nervous person. And when I was 27, a neurologist I went to for another condition, she said to me, why do you shake? And I said, I don't know, I just always have. And she sent me for some tests, and it came back I had essential tremor. And she said to me, how does alcohol affect it? And I said, actually, alcohol slows it right down. And she said, well, it's definitely essential tremor. So if alcohol does slow your tremors down as you're drinking, you definitely have essential tremor. Alcohol does not calm down Parkinson's. Parkinson's and ET are two totally different. Parkinson's is a resting tremor when you're resting, when you're sleeping. essential tremor is an action, movement, postural tremor. So when you're doing things, that's when you're going to shake more, because it's an action, movement, postural tremor. But the next day, alcohol does slow it down, but the next day, look at me, because I've got the DTs on top of my ETs now. So this is what I want to show you. Alcohol isn't a fix, and the amount of people with essential tremor that would be alcoholics would be staggering, because, and sad, because it's a quick fix, but it's not the fix, and it's not a long-term fix. And the next day, you're twice as shaky, so do you drink straight away when you wake up to calm it down. Then the next day, you're 3 times as shaky because you've been on it for 3 days. It's a trap. Don't fall into that trap. Only if you go to social gatherings and that, it does help to not be so embarrassed in front of people while you're there. But when you get home and the next morning, it's going to be twice as bad. Tremors do use a lot of energy. They're exhausting. You're exhausted everything you do. Even as I just showed you, trying to have a drink. Everything's exhausting. And as I said, because I'm twice as shaky today, it's even more. I just rest a lot today, but I thought I'll come on and do a live with you guys, because I haven't been on here for a couple of weeks. And I hope everyone got through Christmas. I did. I got all the presents wrapped. I only started them 2 days before Christmas. And I did them all in the one night. I got into them and got them all done. And then I got all the food done. We had a great night. Everyone was happy. Everyone was fed. And we had an absolute ball. But I was singing away on the karaoke, and we were absolutely having a ball. So I've lost my voice a bit now. So I thought today I was going to do this with you, but we've been talking away. I don't know why, but I was writing Shaky Day, not Shakey Nan. It is a shaky day. I should have left it. So I'll try and put one more in here. Do you shake when you're asleep? Like, can you relax? I don't shake when I'm asleep. That's the only time I don't shake. I can relax on the lounge. If I can sit back, I'll try and do it here. If I can sit back on the lounge and sort of have my arms in, see, I can get it all to stop if I support myself everywhere, and if I relax. My head hasn't stopped, but my head doesn't stop. But I've stopped my arms and my body there. So you can, Parkinson's is a resting tremor. Ours is a movement, action, postural tremor. So at first, when I started my Shakey Nan videos, I was sitting there doing this a lot and holding my hands. And I thought, what are you doing? You're on there to show them. So, people have said, oh, you talk with your hands too much. I wouldn't be doing that. But I talk with my hands to show you the shaking as I'm talking. Because if I sit here like this, you'll say, what does she mean? Because I'm still shaking tremoring a little bit. But, so that's how we can rest. We can sit on the lounge. You can lay back on the lounge. You can rest. You can watch TV. Support yourself everywhere. I throw my legs up on the lounge so they're all supported. My legs aren't tremoring because they're resting. I lay back in the corner with my head back on the lounge, and I can rest it and rest that way. I was born with ET. On my live on Christmas Day, I brought my fiance Shane and my mum and dad on with me, and I told the story of Mum said. She was telling me the other day, she said, oh, Nick, I feel so bad when I watch your movies because when you were young, you spilt every drink I gave you. And in the end, she said, I dread when you'd say, Mum, can I have a drink? Because I think Oh, good God, she wants another drink. Oh, it's going to be everywhere. So she'd say to me, right, sit down, 2 hands, grab it out of me, 2 hands, right, now don't spill it. Everywhere. And because we didn't know what it was. My nan shook, but I thought my nan shook because she was old. Katharine Hepburn on the movie On Golden Pond, she had essential tremor. If you ever watch that movie, it was with Henry Fonda and Jane Fonda and Katharine Hepburn. And she'd be saying, Henry. And that was the E.T. She never came out and said what she had. A lot of people assumed she had Parkinson's because that was the one Michael J. Fox let known around the world. If Katharine Hepburn had come out and said that she had essential tremor, it would have been known all around the world too before Parkinson's. So hopefully Shakey Nan can get it out around the world and it'll be known. But yeah, so my nan shook, but I thought it was because she was old, because my nan never got diagnosed. My mum and dad shook tiny, but not as much as me. And because I was young, they just thought I was a nervous kid as well. So yeah, I said on my live, I think I had to sit down to have a drink and hold it with 2 hands until I was about 16. And Mum said from the background, yeah, Nelly. I said, yeah. It is good that we can relax with it. So we can, and you know, I'm lucky I don't work. So everyone in the house works, so I can have my rest times during the day. I pick my times to do my housework, anything I've got to do. Especially at Shakey Nan, I don't pick my times. It's got to be live, it's got to be raw, it's got to be real, to show you guys what it's really about. So yeah, it's great that I'm putting this awareness out there. And as I said, I feel so much more comfortable now in my hometown, around my family and friends. I went to a party the other week, a friend's 50th, that him and I were in the same class at school, and I walked in there. Shane went to the bar. Normally I would walk beside Shane. I'd be standing there beside him. We'd walk to a corner so I could drink my first drink with his help, helping me hold the glass, because I would be so anxious, nervous about walking in there. I'd be shaking a lot more. But Shane walked up to the bar and I walked out into the party by myself and started saying hello to people, because my confidence has grown so much, because people know now. They know my story, they know why. And the amount of people, I was in Shakey Nan mode all night. The amount of people that had watched my videos that wanted to talk to me about it. I'd never talked about essential tremor as much as I did in one night until that night. And it was brilliant. Shane said to me, I've never seen you more confident and, more happy. You had a smile on your face all night, where normally I'm standing beside him and would only sort of talk to people that came up to us. I was walking up to people. There were a couple of people there that had ET as well. One wanted to talk to me about it, one didn't, and that's fine. I know how hard it is to put your story out there, and sometimes you'd rather that people didn't notice it. That's how I was. Now I want people to notice it. Now I want people to ask me about it, because I want to get it out there. It's time to get it out there. Thank you for answering my question. I'm going to Google it because I had no idea, learning new things. Please do, but watch my videos called Shakey Nan. I do lives on Facebook, and they go for 5, 10, 15 minutes, and I talk about it. I do things. I never wanted to look it up on paper because it's hard to understand all their medical jargon. I could never understand those big words. But if you do, excuse me for a minute, please look it up, yeah. And also watch some of my videos, because I can show you it. Instead of reading about it, I can show you it. And I also explain how it makes us feel. how challenging it really is. Hi, Farmer Nanny. Yes, I'm fine with driving. I showed it a little while ago, but I'll show it again. See, my arms and hands and my head goes. My head doesn't affect my driving, but my hands, once I grip hold of the steering wheel, my hands are there. They're not going to... My hands are shaking that way. They're not shaking that way to steer the steering wheel. And there is that little bit of play in the steering wheel, but that doesn't affect my shaking. Once I grab hold of the steering wheel, my hands are there. I'm fine. It's more my legs. But I have a seat in our car. I can lift the front of the seat up to help my leg tremors. The accelerator and the brake, my foot, I'll show you where that one's on. So if my foot's on the accelerator, because it's up in the air a bit, my other foot grips underneath it, and see how that stabilises that. Because I've got my leg down, if you do have leg tremors and you don't have a chair that can lift up, you can roll a towel under there just to lift that leg up a bit more to support it. Because it's all about the support. So if I hold my leg there, it's stopped. It's all about trying to support it as much. A clutch is hard because a clutch is up in the air. So my leg will bounce all over the place. But luckily a clutch is hard, so you've got to press down, and the pressing down helps you push the clutch in, of course, and the shakes. Sometimes you will slip off if you're shaking too bad. I drive an automatic just so that it's easier for me and I don't have to worry about a clutch. So yeah, driving, I won't give up driving. Excuse me. I lost my voice on Christmas night from all that karaoke singing. And it's getting a bit dry now. So driving doesn't affect me, no. But thank you for that. And the hardest thing is cooking, cutting up things, putting your makeup, mascara. No, I don't do mascara. I can do eyeliner. That's a struggle some mornings, especially this morning it was, but I gave up mascara a long time ago. I just poke my eyes out with that all the time. So as you can see, everything is hard, but I hope that, thank you all for joining me today, guys. I think I'll let it go there, unless there's any more questions. Thank you very much for sharing the live. I just hope that I can get it out there, and I hope that I can find people. People can find me and learn more about it, because we need people to say, oh, you've got essential tremor, not look at us like, ugh, what's wrong with you? What are you shaking like that for? No, I don't need a service dog. Yes, a lot of people are told it was anxiety. I always thought I was a nervous person. I've had it all my life. I turned 50 a couple of months ago, and I wasn't diagnosed till I was 27. I'd had 3 kids by then, and I just thought it was me all my life, and I was a nervous person. But yes, Uncle Fess, yes, do you tremor more when you get nervous? Yeah, your emotions fuel your tremors. So if you're nervous, if you're scared, if you're happy, if you're sad, any of that, I'll get the whole full tremors going full on. Your emotions fuel your tremors even more, yeah. Yes, I have 4 kids and a stepson, and all 4 of my kids have it. They got it in their teenage years. They're now 29, 28, 26 and 18. And they're still only slight in their hands. They haven't progressed really since they were in their teenage years. And it's only mainly when they're doing little things, drinking, eating, things like that. Then I was, at their ages, I was a lot worse than they were already. So I'm really hoping they don't progress any further. And that's why I'm also putting it out there, because we need to find a cure. You know, it's time for us to stop there. There's got to be a cure. If alcohol can slow it down, but the next day we're twice as bad like this, then where's that cure? There's got to be a cure somewhere. And I want to find that cure before my grandkids get this. You know, it's come in my family line, from my great-grandparents to my grandparents to my parents to one of my brothers, my other brother and my older brother and my youngest sister don't have it, but myself and my brother that are in the middle, we do. He didn't have it as a kid either. He had it when he was in his teenage years, and he was going through a bad time then. So because I always thought I was a nervous person, when my brother got it, we thought it was because he'd fried his nerves or something, because he was going through a bad time then. We still didn't click that it was all connected. And then even when my kids started shaking in their teenage years, at 27, they finally told me what it was. I went to a neurologist for something else, and she said to me, why do you shake? And I said, I don't know, I'm just always shook. I'm a nervous person. Yes, it is. It's a neurological condition. It comes from your cerebellum, apparently. But yeah, so the neurologist, she told me that you have essential tremor. It's where your body finds it essential to tremor. There's no cure for it. There's no specific meds for it. We can try you on Parkinson meds or epilepsy meds. They probably won't help you. How do you live with it? And I said, I just live with it. To me, it's normal. I've lived with it every day for 27 years. It's a normal way of life to me. I just thought it was me. And she said, well, just keep living with it. And I have. I tried the medications, but I was taking 44 tablets in one go, and it still wasn't stopping my shakes. So I didn't want to live like that. I'm 50 now and I don't take medications for anything, touch wood. So I didn't want to be taking 44 tablets every day and still shaking. When I've lived with it all my life, I just kept living with it. But now doing these videos, I'm helping other people learn how to laugh with it for the first time. When I first started the videos, I got a beautiful message from a lady in America, and she said to me, I just want to thank you. I've had this for 47 years, and watching one of your videos, you taught me how to laugh with it. And yesterday I actually laughed when I threw my fried rice like you did for the first time. And that's what we need. We need to have it. You've got to have a sense of humour with this. Otherwise, it's a very sad way to live if you can't have a sense of humour and, have a bit of fun with it. It's not going anywhere. It will progress until they find that cure. It's not going anywhere. So we've got to learn to live with it. We've got it. That's all there is. But everyone does this. It's from nerves. Oh, sorry, I can't see the rest of your comment. Aussie. I mean, everyone does shake when I suppose, a little bit if they get really super nervous. So if this is me normally, imagine how bad I am if I am nervous or something like that too. Oh yeah, I can flip veggies really all over the kitchen. I did a live where I cooked fried rice, and sauces are our best friend, because sauces hold everything together and we can actually get it to stick on our utensils. But fried rice and things like that, oh, that's yeah. You tell everyone, get out of the kitchen. You'll get burnt or you'll get food in your eyes or something. All right, guys, I love you all. Thank you very much for joining me and for learning more about essential tremor today with me. Thank you, Ryan. You're beautiful. And yes, I did see the clip that you done yesterday or the other day for me, and that was beautiful. Thank you for everyone that's followed me through this video. I hope to get on here a lot more now that our baby's here and our baby's safe, my new grandbaby. We had a few trying times in the last 4 months of the pregnancy with him, but he's here, he's safe, so hopefully it'll be all good now. Hi, Margaret. How are you, darling? I'm so glad you found me on here. I hope you had a wonderful Christmas. I hope everyone did too. And let's hope 2022 is a better year for us all, hey? Have a wonderful day, guys, the rest of the day, wherever you are. America, you should be in bed soon, shouldn't you? I know, it's still afternoon. All this daylight saving time is all messed up all the times everywhere. So take care, everyone. Love you all, and I will see you all again soon. If you want to learn more about essential tremor, follow Shakey Nan. And if you've got the time at 2 p.m. Sydney Australian time, Tuesdays and Fridays, jump on my lives and see what I talk about on there. All right, guys, take care. I'll see you all soon. Bye.